Now, ladies and gentlemen, the best investments from 2021. What was the best investment I have made, and just investments in general, as well as what can we learn from this going into the future? Are there some things that are not going to be profitable in the next couple of years? Is CS investing still going to be around in a couple of years or even possibly next year? And what are some things we can look out for in 2022 going into 2023 that we learned in 2020 and 2021? I hopefully you guys enjoyed this sort of content and this video specifically on my best investments this year and talking about future investments in CSGO. But first, before we hop right into the video, ladies and gentlemen, I have to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Skinport. Now, if you guys are looking for some CSGO skins, possibly some you've made some best investments this year in 2021 going into 2022 that you want to sell for real life cash that's very rare, possibly. Well, Skinport is the best way to do so. With a very low fee of only 6%, anything over $1,000, it goes directly to your bank via bank transfer, which is absolutely amazing. Let's just say you want to pick up some future investments or just some play skins in general. Skinport is the way to go to find things up to 50% off Steam market prices. Ladies and gentlemen, the very first thing I want to discuss and bring up that was probably my best investment this year overall was cases. I got really heavily involved into flipping cases this year, essentially, where I would buy cases on third-party websites, sell them on Steam, buy them on Steam, sell them on third-party websites, like the glove case specifically was the main one I rocked with for most of the year. The glove case, we saw it sometimes almost pushing $3, a little over $3 at some given points in time, but that was early after Operation Broken Fang ended back in 2021. Going into later parts of the year, after the summer run and after the Steam summer sale, we kind of saw prices kind of dip back to where, in my opinion, where they were supposed to be. So back in Operation Shattered Web, you know, CS was big, but it wasn't that big, right? It was the first operation in over 3 years. And with that, it brought some new players, brought some old players back. And with that, you know, it was going well. And then Operation Broken Fang happened, as well as everything in the world was going on at the exact same time, like the pandemic. And with that, essentially, we saw a player base and player count in CS that we've never even seen before, and skin prices went absolutely explosive. Like we've seen prices for individual butterflies and stuff go over $20,000 and stuff like that. We never really saw that before, you know. For an example, best example is like a butterfly knife, for an example, of vanilla. These things were like, you know, $300 not that long ago. Now they're like pushing almost $1,000. Stuff like that. Karambits are really, really expensive. M9s, just any higher tier skin in the game is super duper expensive. And if it's old, it's gold. It's a very good saying. And with old and that's gold, well, cases went up with that as well, like the glove case and the Hydra case. And those two, I mainly the glove case, I flipped those pretty much the entire year. Bought under $1 and was able to sell those for well over $2 like right now. And it's something I recommended even going into the future. It's something that I recommend to invest in, as well as the Hydra case going forward in the next couple years, but mainly I would say the glove case. Now the battle scarred sticker up next, and as well as the battle scarred hollow, mainly specifically. I have never really talked too much on the battle scarred paper sticker itself. I thought at the time it wasn't the best investment. Little was I wrong, it just hit a little over $1 a little while ago during this kind of hype with the Stockholm stuff going on sale and coming off the Steam market as of recently, the CSGO shop. And with that, this thing has seen prices over $1, which is just absolutely crazy and insane, and it's very exciting for the future. That means Operation skins, Operation stickers still do have a chance of an investment. And this is kind of another point going into another video and possibly another topic in this video, how kind of Operation Broken Fang and even after Shattered Web in Broken Fang, as well as RIPTIDE as of right now, especially RIPTIDE, was a very big testing point in my personal opinion to see if people still had it in them to invest in CS and if investing was possible still. Because after Operation Broken Fang, skins and prices of things were just so high, and then they dropped, and then people just didn't really see a big return on a lot of items like the you know, for example, Fade. This thing was unboxed a lot when it first came out, and like more than it probably should have, and that really devalued the Fade. And with that, over time, the Fade is starting to pick back up in price, and I think in the next couple of years, possibly 3 years, it could be triple or quadruple the amount of money that it is right now. That's why a lot of people and higher tier investors are buying one of them as of right now for a really good and safe investment for later on. Obviously, investing in CS is always a little bit of a gamble, but that especially is. But the battle scarred sticker specifically has reached $1, and the battle scarred hollow, I was able to get quite a few of these for $1 on CSGO Empire about a year ago. So I don't condone gambling. I don't really condone even going on gambling websites, but CSGO Empire is by far the safest gambling website in CSGO. It's peer-to-peer trading, and they have a really, really good system, and the person who owns the website is the most legit out of any other person for any gambling website I've ever been on, not sponsored. And since I was able to get these for a little under or a little over $1 for USD anyway, I was able to sell these on the Steam market and third-party websites for a little over $7 and had these in the hundreds for a long period of time, and I still hold quite a few of them to this day. And obviously we did see a crash, them go down to, I think it was about $2.34 to $3 a little while ago, and here they are at $5, which is really, really awesome. It's starting to take that reign back and starting to go back forward to what it originally was, which is pretty exciting. The future for this sticker, I think it's going to go well over $20 one day, but that's one day. CS is all about waiting, and investing is all about waiting, but mainly CS is in general. Now, next up, we're kind of going into the skin side of things, and we're going to start off with the M4A1S. And this was actually very, very recent, as well as the Desert Eagle, but we'll first start off with the A1S. The M4A1S was a investment that happened by accident. I bought a few of the hot rods, got a couple blue phosphors, and essentially what happened with these is when the Operation Riptide event and Operation released, they buffed the A1S to be better than the A4, and they made it less expensive than the A4. They also nerfed the Deagle, so the Deagle did less damage. You had to hit someone with an extra shot, or sometimes 2 shots now, to the body. And the A1S does more base damage now in the game than any other weapon besides the Op, which is kind of crazy to think about. And with that, well, the Desert Eagle dropped a lot in price, so I bought quite a few of those at one given point in time, like Deagle Blazes, Norman Ganders especially. That's going to go into the Broken Fang and Shattered Web situation later on. But the A1S skins had a couple hot rods, a couple blue phosphors, and some other skins as well. And I was able to sell those for well over what I paid for them. I was able to pick these up for 90 to 100 to 120, 130 bucks, right? Hot Rod a little while ago was selling on the Steam market for a little over $500, which is absolutely crazy. And this might have been my best profit and best investment. That was very, very good profit in my personal opinion. But once again, that was by accident. That's not every day you can have something like that happen because it was an accident, essentially. The best investments are sometimes like that. It's kind of very similar to Cato 14. The reason Cato 14 is so expensive is because no one invested into it, and they also are some of the best looking stickers into CSGO, which is pretty interesting. With that being said, and now instead of investing in the A1S, I would suggest investing into something like the M4A4 as of right now, because no one's using it. It's a very good pickup. It's a safe pickup and safe investment as of right now as well, because obviously the A4 is not the main gun on the right side right now, and you're seeing but Asimovs for the A4 go very, very cheap, as well as the Op Asimov, I guess I could add that in, was a very good investment as well. These things went from being about 60 to 70 bucks, and just all of a sudden they started spiking up to 100, 120, $130 in the Steam market as of recently. So selling these was very, very good profit, and those are actually going to help pay for my Steam Deck that I will be getting very, very soon to help review Counter-Strike on the Steam Deck and Counter-Strike Mobile to see how that goes, because that's something I've always wanted to do, and I've talked about pretty much since June when these things got announced. Now, the last skin I kind of want to talk about is the Desert Eagle Blaze and the Norman Gander, I guess 2 on that matter, and kind of going into Broken Fang and Shattered Web skins. The Desert Eagle, since things were so cheap because these things got nerfed, everyone thought, well, if it's a 3 body shot and it costs 700 bucks, why am I going to buy that when I can buy a P250 for 300, or the dualies because they're now $3 or $300 in game, right? So those skins went down quite a bit, very, very low prices, and I was able to pick quite a few Desert Eagle skins up that are very, very good. In higher tier ones, even the Sunset Storm for a decent price, pretty much any skin like for the Desert Eagle that was a higher tier went up significantly in value after a little while, as of right now anyway. And I'm going to be holding some of these, like a couple blazes anyway, until the end of Chinese New Year to see what happens then to those specific items. But even then, I think one of those is probably going to stay with me, and the rest is going to go to being sold for the Steam market. Now, Broken Fang and Shattered Web. Operation skins from Broken Fang and Shattered Web going after Operation Broken Fang actually made quite a bit of profit. So things like the Glock Franklin after Operation Broken Fang made quite a bit of profit. We almost saw $100 for one of these a little while ago, which was very, very good. Obviously, these skins fell a lot in price, but they were very profitable for one given point in time, and that was with a lot of Operation Broken Fang skins. And I'm wondering, going forward into the future, are Operation skins going to still be as profitable in the future? Obviously, with Riptide, we had a very, very controversial thing with obviously the Glock Emerald and the Glock Gamma Doppler, as well as the M4A4 coalition, kind of in one package. It was 50 to 100 stars, I think, to unbox that. And you have like a 1 in 8 chance of getting a Glock Emerald. And with that, I mean, there's going to be so many of them, they're going to get devalued super quickly. And that's what ended up happening. And I think this could be a situation like the Glock Emerald, could be very similar to the Op Fade, but we haven't even seen the Op Fade investment get returned yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what that happens, but that might be a possibility in the future where we're going to see Glock Gamma Doppler's Emerald specifically go for very, very cheap prices. And with that, people are not going to care as much. And in a couple years, when time goes by, these could be worth quite a bit of money. Now, tell me what you guys thought of my investments of 2021 going into 2022 and the new investments I talked about for this year as well. What are your guys' best investments and what are your worst investments ever made into CSGO? Because that's a video I'm willing and wanting to make very, very soon that I'm going to be very interested in making as well, because I obviously can already think of one right now, and that is RMR, but that's for another time, another day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and share below. Thank you.